And boom, just like that, we're live. What's up, everybody? It's GMrDrew here to welcome you to another episode of the Andrew Glowshevsky Experience. This is going to be episode 466. I didn't have to look at that at all. Just going to do a quick stream today. Really didn't have a plan coming in. Uh, just drawing. Just drawing. So yeah, just sticking with the drawing. And cool, man. What are we working on today? I just wanted to take a quick screenshot as just something that's like kind of cool. I'm just gonna sketch this one out real quick. Yeah, that's gonna be my reference. I'll just be looking at that. And what this reference is, it's both of those intermingled in one. You got a hit stun, and you got Rogue kissing you. I guess that's a hit. They're just laid on top of each other, but you can see it almost looks like. And I always wonder stuff like that if it was like a happy accident, like what's his face? Happy Accident Man. Bob Ross. And I wonder how much of that was like well put together. You can see how well or not well they work together, but considering the relationship that's been there between Gambit and Rogue since like ever, maybe, definitely since the animated series, I want to say. You would wonder how much of that is an accident and how much of this is like they set Gambit's hit stun to look like that specifically, and they set Rogue's kiss pose to look like that specifically, and then maybe other characters, they really didn't care too much. Who knows? Like little dumb things like that are the things that I'd be like thinking about those. Anyways, I'm looking at that. All right, so thinking about those legs. I wonder where Gambit got those boots from. He probably stole them, didn't he? Thief. That man is a thief, isn't he? He's all anti-hero. He's like one of the OG anti-heroes, probably. Ooh. There we go. Don't worry, it's not coffee. It's more like tea. Like and then all those downloadable games came out, or the smaller company video games would come out, and it was like cool. Like it was almost like a return to simpler art. So I really championed these smaller games. I really championed them because I think the artwork in them is tenfold what I see in these, like trying to achieve max fidelity of these 3D titles that they're still good. Like I love that stuff. Like God of War 2. I love it. I love how it looks. This isn't to say like, oh, realistic looking games are trash. They're not. They're dope too. And boom, just like that, you got like Rogue really scrunching them in there. Really got them all. Yo, Gambit looks so wavy in this pose, yo. Yo. That's how you know Gambit's real. He still holds onto the staff. He probably watched was it Afro Samurai? He probably watched Afro Samurai. And he was like, I could never let go of the weapon. So yeah, man. If I were to say like, how do you take something that's simple, like the old 8-bit, 16-bit, 64-bit graphics, uh, the little pixel art and all that other stuff. How do you take that and bring it up to today? Just look at those old games or those downloadable games, like they're super artsy fartsy, but then to actually get the pixel art, like you know the efforts that they go. When I say they, I mean video game developers, movie makers, just anybody making any sort of entertainment media. You know what I mean? That's like all make believe or whatever. Yeah, let's look at the original again. Why are we looking at my crappy sketch when we got the beautiful original art right there? It's like, how can you take something above and beyond? Well, what have they been doing with 3D? They push it, they push it, they push it, they push it, they push it. They keep pushing it. How do we go from Toy Story 1 to Toy Story 4? They pushed it. They keep pushing it. That's what I mean. 3D graphics, they keep pushing it. 2D graphics. How are we pushing it? Like, we're pushing it a little bit. 2D is, I think, a good push in the right direction for 2D was like making it 3D, meaning just layering the 2D in a three-dimensional space. I always like that. Like Tekken King Crete did that a lot. 4C Studio does that a lot. Like a lot of 2D animation does that now. You can get a whole lot of parallaxing done that way. Stuff like that. But how do you push it some more? How do you push it some more? How do you push the art styles some more? Like, let's say you want to make a 8-bit fighting game. Let's say you want to remake a Marvel, old classic Marvel sprite game. Let's hypothetically speaking, like, how could you push it? There it is, that way. I'm looking at the Rogue and the Gambit, Rogue attacking Gambit, stealing some of his life animation over here. And how just looking at that one thing, like, how could we just push that one thing? Like, by creating like these custom bits, and instead of just layering a hit stun animation, or layering a hit animation on top of a hit stun animation, you can actually make the move itself, program it. It's a whole lot more work. It's a whole lot more pushing to like create the custom animations where she would mix and mingle. She would actually lock in with these characters. If the animation is definitely the attack holds for seconds on end, to really hit that impact. So I think it'll probably even hold for like a second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Probably depends on like whatever power level you're at. All those gauges that they have in the UI and all that. it's like, so there's going to be time to really appreciate something like that, um, and to be like, wow, they did that. There's only a few cases where like video games ever really like created real custom animations for a character, and it's just because it's so much work. So if they ever had to do it, it'd be something special. Rogue being a character that can kiss someone, take their power, and then perform their move set means that her character needed to be animated in order to be able to do said move set from across the roster that she plays against. Um, so her character kind of needs all of her own animations whenever she hasn't stolen anyone's powers yet, to the animations that she would get when she does steal someone's power. Uh, they had, I'm sure they spent a little bit more time on her character than all the other characters because of that. Another character, Dimitri. He has the what's it called, Midnight's Bliss move that he does. I love it. He'll just, he's the best. Uh, he's the best doctor to perform an operation on you. If you want it. Dimitri's like, if you want it, I got it. Like he'll take the character, turn a male character into a female character. Now every character needed to have their own opposite sex version of themselves, or they have to. Did he? I think he even turned the chicks into chicks. Like he may have even turned the female characters into other female characters, maybe. But like even something like that, giving all of that work, even though that work went across to all the other characters, that work was only for Dimitri's character. You would only see it when he was there. So all of that work that they put across the board for all the other characters was all resonated for a single character. That's kind of what I'm talking about when I say push it. So yeah, that's kind of it. I'll probably revisit this one. Let's just take one final look at this garbage. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this stream. I only had time for like a little bit, and I'll be honest, I probably didn't even have time to do this. But yeah, it's like the same thing, but it's just pushed an extra step to really lock that in. I think if developers want to make these games and they want to push it, but they don't know how to, that'd be one way to do it. And then all that work would, be that work. And then you want that work to be appreciated. You want that stuff to be like noticed that you did it. So this being like a super move of hers, like one of her main moves that you would do if you selected Rogue to do something, you're probably picking her because you want her to, kiss Akuma and throw purple fireballs. And just being like, blah, 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 blah. Like, that's super, yeah, that'd be cool. This being a super move, you can hold on to it for a few seconds on the screen. You know what I mean? You could really, everything's so animated these days. Anytime someone does a special on the screen, they used to just show like a single character's like a single frame animation with a color block, and then slowly over time now it's become like camera work to the point where it's almost getting like the Transformers movies where they slow down and look at it all, you know what I mean? Look at what's happening, and they're all just flipping and dipping and hitting. Same thing with being able to push 2D sprite video game artwork to the next level. You have to have a set standard in order to know where the level is, and then you just push it beyond that point. I think taking characters and really giving them the additional animations, and that would be a way to do it. It's like, oh man, it boosts production, but doesn't all things boost production? Like when everything just keeps getting pushed, like they're pushing 3D, why not push 2D? Um, but yeah, that's all I got, man. That's all I got for today. I'm GMrDrew. It's at GMrDrew on all socials. Follow, like, subscribe. Any and all support is appreciated. Cheska, thank you for stopping by. Uh, I hope you're liking the new setup. Like, you know what I mean? I've been trying to clean up. Like, you know, I think you came back when I was still IRL streaming off the tablet and in low light. So to see like where everything's come from since then, I you know, I hope all of this stuff is like super cool and looks good. I used like some bummy PNG layout stuff that I had for something else, and it didn't really line up with what I was working with here, but I was just using it as a placeholder. And then I finally came in and like worked this stuff to the point where it's like, I don't know, it's a lot cleaner, isn't it? I hope that's cool. Everybody else, thank you for watching. Thank you for stopping by. GMrDrew.Art. You can't miss it. You can't miss it. It's right there. And yeah, man. Let's say you really like, you know, old classic fighting video games that just happen to have like really cool things, but they could just be pushed slightly more, where you can go from having two character GIFs or whatever, two character keyframe animations layered on top of each other into an actually intermingled bodies. You know, I'm your man. Hit up my Patreon. What is it? $3 a month. You can get a small commission annually. There's plenty of work to go around, and then what? It only goes up from there. So yeah, check that out. Love y'all. Peace.